it's Alicia, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. There is less than 24 hours left in the year 2016, and I am so happy. I decided I would make a video sort of reflecting over 2016. I have my old iPod here, which is all cracked and shattered and stuff, but I have all of my pictures on here from this year. So I'm going to go through my camera roll, sort of talk through my year, and this video is probably going to be kind of long, so thank you for anyone who decides to stay for the entire thing. The first picture that is technically from this new year is my brother and my little sister, because we spent New Year's at my grandparents' house, and they live in this brick house, and there's this one corner of the house where you can actually get data. And so my brother and my older sister and everybody would just go to that corner trying to get cell service. And in this picture, my brother is sitting there, and then my little sister, who doesn't even have a phone, just sort of sat down there because why not? My grandparents' typewriter. And typing on their old typewriter is really cool because it just sort of, it makes you feel like you're back in the olden days, like some old reporter typing away on a clickety-clackety typewriter. We get into my best friend's birthday party, and we went bowling, and it was the first time I went bowling without bumpers. And so here's the score, and I am the second A. I'm not the first one. I'm the one with the score of 29. So if you ever want to beat somebody in bowling, just call me up. 2 pictures from the state capitol, because back in, well, I actually wrote the essay in October, but they actually gave me the award in January. So anyway, there was this essay contest, and I entered, and I ended up winning. And so I got to go, and they have this little banquet thingy, and I got a plaque, and then we went and visited the Capitol, and I will show you some pictures. The view from the top of the Capitol building was really cool. It was pretty cool. Oh, and I want to show you this picture because there was a library in the Capitol. I think it was in the Capitol. It was a long time ago. It was almost a year ago. But I took this picture of my little sister, and it's so cute and adorable, I just had to put it in there. January 30th, I went on a youth trip with my church group, and we went down to this like little tiny town, and it's almost like a ghost town because we basically had run of the entire town. There was an abandoned school, and we went and played dodgeball and stuff in there. Well, it's safe. It's not one of those places where it's kind of dangerous to be in there. It was all safe, but there wasn't actually school being held in there anymore. And we slept in these redesigned old buildings, and one of them had this really old Pac-Man machine, and it was really fun. My dad and I got a picture with the World Series trophy. Quick picture of me. I used to be a twirler, and this was actually the last time I ended up performing, which back then I didn't know it was going to be the last time I would perform, but it ended up being the last time I ended up performing because of reasons I will mention later on in this video. And now we get into the regional music competition, and I wish I had a video of me playing piano, but I don't. But I have a video of me playing my saxophone, and I was so nervous, and I thought I was going to fail, and I kind of did. But I still got an okay rating, so I will insert a little bit of that for you. Pie Day! So for Pie Day, I made a pie because that seems rather fitting for Pie Day. March 26th and 27th was around Easter. Yeah, well, the 27th was Easter. But we went down and visited my grandparents, and my cousin's baby came, and I tried to take a selfie with him, and he didn't really like that. But there's this cute picture of my grandma reading to him, and I really like that picture. And then here's a picture of the family and my grandma and grandpa, who were all here. Now we get into some of my triple jumping videos, because when last year, I decided I was going to try to be athletic. I'd never really done athletic things before, or tried to be active, or tried to be fit, because I'm more of the sit in a corner and read a book, or knit, or do something like that. But I decided I would, and cross-country season went really well until I got pneumonia, and so I decided I'd try track, because why not? And I honestly just wanted to do track for the running, but you have to do a field event if you want to run, so I decided to triple jump. We get to my birthday party, and we ended up driving to a town about an hour and a half away from here and went roller skating, and I'd never gone roller skating before, but it was cool. And then we came back and had these Cookie Monster cupcakes, and here is the reason why I ended up quitting twirling. Because I injured my knee at my, well, I guess it was my second track meet. Because I worked so hard and I was so happy I made varsity for long distance, so I got to go to the varsity meet, which ended up being on my actual birthday, not the day of my party, and I was so happy. And then I got to my second meet, and the second meet of the season was honestly probably 2 or 3 days after I learned how to triple jump, and since you're required to do a fields event, I had to triple jump at that JV meet. It was a really cold and nasty day, and they always make announcements like first call girls triple jump, first call girls triple jump, and they do that 3 times, so you kind of have to be intentionally ignoring it to miss it. And the coach had given this big speech the day before about how if you skip your events, you could get kicked off the team, and I was scared. I did not want to miss my time. My parents were even there waiting in the cold with my siblings, waiting for me to go, and I was just chilling, waiting for them to call it, and it was never called. One of my friends came up to me and was like, Alicia, they're going, you need to go to triple jump, because she also triple jumped, and she's one of those people who, she can make anything just sound really chill, like nothing's wrong, and then I get there and I'd already missed the first flight, so I got put into the second one, and my triple jump coach was not happy, and I was all frazzled because being late, having people mad at me just shakes me up a little bit. So I just went. The first time I jumped, they didn't tell me, like, I jumped and I walked out of the pit the wrong way, and so they disqualified that one, but I had 3 different jumps. So I jumped again, I jumped my farthest, and then the second time, I was off on my steps somehow, and I ended up messing up my knee somehow. So I'm not really sure how much of my knee injury was triple jumping and how much of it was roller skating, but that's what my knee ended up looking like. And after I injured my knee and I couldn't twirl, I started to realize that I actually was okay with missing it. I wasn't, every Thursday night, I wasn't sitting at home going, oh, I wish I was at twirling practice, and I started to realize that it probably just wasn't for me. And the wonderful thing about this knee injury is it is still not healed. I have a follow-up appointment in a couple days, and they don't even really know exactly what's wrong with it. They have a few ideas, but I've gotten an MRI on my knee, I've x-rayed my knee. They just say to take ibuprofen for pain, and they hope I grow out of it. I then went to my first Royals baseball game, and my dad really loves going on days where we get free stuff, where they hand out free things before the game to like the first 20,000 fans or something, and we get there early. We were there 5 hours before the game started, maybe 6 hours before the game started, but we got a mini replica World Series trophy, and it was cool. So here is a picture of my dad and my uncle and my brother and I at the stadium. Then I started YouTube on May 6th, not really knowing what I was getting myself into, but apparently it ended up working out pretty well because I'm still here today. On May 16th, we got out of school, and the teachers were okay with us using our phones and taking pictures with our friends, so I ended up taking a lot of pictures with a lot of random people. In June, there was a family reunion with my mom's side of the family, so we went down a few days early because they had a circus, and we've never gone to a circus before, so there were some cool pictures from that. The reunion was held on one of my aunt's farms, and it was so cool because there was all of these kitties and I got to hug them all, and they had just had a new little litter of kittens and they were so adorable, and I probably spent more time with the kittens than I spent with my actual family members. June 11th, I reached 100 subscribers! I also went to a Royals baseball game with my best friend. I made an entire video about it. I'll put it in one of the card things in the corner. The day before the 4th of July, also known as the 3rd of July, we went to this really cool museum about 3 hours away, and they had these really cool mirror things in one of the castles. Yeah, this place was really awesome. And I tried to take one of those cool mirror selfies, but since I'm not a very gifted selfie taker, it didn't really work. On that trip, we also ended up stopping at the world's largest toilet. And we also stopped at this Garden of Eden place, which was really weird. This one guy spent his entire life making all of these weird statue things. Honestly, the weird statues were weirder than the giant toilet. Toward the end of July, we went to a Wichita Wingnuts game because the famous chicken was going to be there, and my little sister got to be one of the baby chicks. I also have an entire video about that, so you know what to do. In August, we went down and visited my grandparents, and I got to see my cousin's baby again, and it was really cool. A few weeks later, my parents decided to get us up at 6 o'clock in the morning and drive down to a lake about an hour away and take a 6-mile nature hike. And it was actually pretty cool because it was during the whole Pokemon Go craze, and that was able to hatch one of my 10-kilometer eggs. Every year, the band gets to go on a trip to the state fair, and we have to leave at like 4 in the morning, and but we just have to march in a little parade, and then we have the rest of the day to go ride rides and eat ice cream and do whatever random stuff we want to. But this year we have a new band director, and instead of just having the buses divided by grades, she put the girls on one bus and the boys on another bus, and I actually liked that arrangement because our bus smelled nice, it was quiet, it was lovely. Until the bus ride back when the boys' bus broke down, and so we ended up having to cram 4 to a 3 or 4, I want to say 4 to a seat, and have people sitting in the aisles to cram all of the boys and the girls into one bus. I then performed in the community theater production of Gran's Guide to Stop an Ogre, and I was Gran. I'm the one with the wig, obviously. The other one's my friend. October 7th and 8th, I went to a pumpkin patch with my best friend one day on Saturday, and then the next day my parents decided that we'd go then. So I went to the pumpkin patch 2 days in a row. The last day of school before we got out for Halloween break, which is just a teacher in-service day, we got to have a pajama day, so I have a picture of my best friend and I in our pajamas. Halloween! And now comes the awkward family photo that we took because my social studies teacher was giving extra credit to anybody who would tell their family how much they meant to them and took a picture with them. And since my brother and sister had to work on Thanksgiving, we couldn't travel anywhere, so I just took a picture with my immediate family. In December, it's mostly just a whole bunch of Vlogmas footage, and then I have this picture of my grandpa that my cousin posted on Facebook, so I screenshotted it and I have it as my background now. And so that was basically my year. It was a good year. There were some bad things that happened, but I don't know, no year is ever perfect. There is no year that will go by where you will look back and be like, oh, nothing horrible happened. This was just a wonderful year full of sunshine and rainbows and sparklies, and of course, there's always things you can do better, things to improve on. And so I hope in 2017, I can make some of those changes. Even if you guys are just some of my random subscribers who just met me 6 months ago or less, I'd like to give you a little virtual hug. Goodbye, 2016. Hello, brand new golden 2017 that actually isn't here yet, and I'm talking to a studio light. But yes, thank you guys for being part of my year, and thank you for making it to the end of this video. That must have taken a lot of willpower. There's so many times that you thought my life couldn't get any more boring and thought about clicking away from this video. So thank you. If you made it this far, comment down below Wombat and confuse a lot of people. Remember to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. I'm not going to sing the whole subscribe button song because this video is already super long. But thank you, and until next time guys, bye!